Hey guys, welcome back to the Heather's channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video and tuning in. If you are not subscribed to our channel, I want to ask that you press that red button down below. To the new people who are watching us, thank you so much and welcome. Thank you for giving us a try. And for those of you who have been down for us since day one, thank you for the support. Glad to have you still rocking with us. So as you can see by the title of this video, I have a little announcement. Dun, 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 dun. I wanted to let my YouTube family know that I am pregnant. Gosh, this might be a long video. I'm gonna try not to let it be, but I wanted you guys to know because at this point, it is official that everybody I know is aware. So I couldn't leave you guys out. Today is November 28th and today is a Tuesday, which means that as of today, I am 24 weeks and 3 days. Or I'm 6 months basically, for those of you who want the calculation. Some people are like, I hate when people say weeks. Anyway, so yeah. Last Saturday, I made 6 months and I'm super excited and I want to share with you guys some little things, just a little story about how I've gotten to this point today. So I'm going to tell you guys about how I found out I was pregnant and I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of a 6-month update until this point. So yeah, if you want to hear more about what's going on, then just stay tuned. The first thing I want to talk about is me finding out that I was pregnant. So basically, not to be too graphic, but my cycle comes like clockwork. And, you know, it's only been maybe 1 or 2 times in my whole life that I've had a delay and it not be because I was pregnant, and it was because of stress. I am one of those girls who, if I really get stressed out, it could cause a delay in my cycle from coming. One time I remember it never came at all, and or if it did, it was very faint. But I remember a time like that. So otherwise, since I got my cycle from day one, it has been like clockwork. So this time around, I was very like, what's going on? So I remember the date. The day was July 14th, and if I'm not mistaken, that was a Friday. I think it was a Friday. It was either a Thursday or a Friday. And I think my period was 4 days late at this point, because I used to get my cycle on the 10th of every month. So at this point, my cycle was about 4 days late, if I'm not mistaken. This is all hazy to me. Bear with me, okay? So I was on my way to work. I got to work, and right across the street from my job is a Duane Reade. So I went to Duane Reade and I purchased a first response pregnancy test, and I told nobody. Not one person. And I went to work, I ate my breakfast, I drank my tea like I usually do, and then I used the bathroom and I took the test, and the 2 lines showed up, and I guess the best word to describe how I felt at that moment was shock. I was completely in shock. I could not believe what I saw. I couldn't believe what I was holding in my hand. I was just like, what? It was one of those things that kind of just made me laugh and then be like, wait a minute, is this real? It was just really surreal. I guess that's the best word. It was a combination of me being in shock and me not thinking I was in reality at the same time. The very first person that I told I was pregnant was my sister. I took a picture of the pregnancy test and I sent it to her. And my sister has been dying for me to get pregnant. I don't know why, but she's psycho, maybe that's why. She has been dying for me to get pregnant. So when I sent her the picture, she was ecstatic, and it kind of just made me feel happy it kind of transitioned or began the transition from shock to happiness. And the whole day I went by at work and I was just like, every minute, you know, I would find myself just smiling randomly to myself, or, you know, something like that. But I knew that, you know, pregnancy tests, they're pretty accurate for the most part, but I knew, being a nurse, that I needed to see a doctor to make sure that this was what it was supposed to be. That day, I got off of work and I went straight to my mother's house, and me and my sister, we drove to Target, and I was trying to figure out a way that I could tell my mother, my brother, my niece, and my husband, and I wanted it to be a surprise, and I wanted it to be something really cheesy, but yet something that would be cute. I went to Children's Place and I found two separate onesies. One said something in regards to being a dad. He actually still has it in his closet right now. He's psycho. And for my mom, my dad has passed away, so I found one that said grandma and grandpa, something with grandma and grandpa. So anyway, I rolled up the onesie, I had a little card, and I put it in a little bag for my mom, and I went back to my mother's house. And oh, I also purchased like a little gift basket with like Johnson & Johnson baby items like baby wash, baby lotion, and things like that. So for my mom, I took one of the onesies and a card, I think it was, and I wrapped everything up, made it look cute, and I put it in a little bag. And I went back to my mother's house, and my mother, my brother, and my niece happened to be there, which was a good thing. And so I gave my mother the bag, and at first she was like, what is, like, she pulled out the onesie, and she was like she read it and she was confused, like, I don't get it. And I was just like, and my brother is standing there looking shocked. And my niece, my 7-year-old niece, was like, wait, are you having a baby? And my mother was like, oh. And so that's kind of how that happened, how they found out. It was cool. It was cool. And I feel like it made me happy to see that they were happy. So for my husband, I took the pregnancy test. I took one of the onesies that said something about dad, and I took the gift basket, and I made a little concoction, hid the pregnancy test in there, and whatever. So that night he was working late, and I knew he wouldn't come home, and I think I was saying to myself, I'm gonna be asleep when he gets home. I'm gonna be asleep, but I was like trying not to go to sleep. So I left everything in the bathroom. I ended up not being asleep. I pretended like I was asleep, and he went straight to the bath. Like, he came in and he went straight to the bath. He changed his clothes and went straight to the bathroom. And I remember just laying in the bed like, what is he doing? Why is he taking so long to come out? Like, hello? He took forever in the bathroom, and I'm just like in bed, like peeking out, making sure I see lights. Like, what is taking him so long? And he comes out the bathroom. He didn't know I was awake, so I get up now because he still didn't come to me. And I'm like, is he blind? Like, what? I don't understand. Why is he not saying anything? Like, where's the reaction? So I come out the bedroom and I come to the kitchen. I meet him in the kitchen. He was in his closet, and he's like, oh, you're awake. And I was like, yeah. Like, and I'm like, so, and he's like, he goes and brings the basket or whatever you want to call it to me, and he's like, so I'm confused. And I was like, what do you, I don't understand. Like, what are you confused about? He's like, is this a gift for somebody? Like, apparently the pregnancy test like fell down, like you couldn't see it inside of the basket. So it it didn't look like anything but a gift for somebody. And I was like, you didn't open it? And he, like, you didn't look? And he's like, no, I just thought you left it in here, like. And I'm like, oh, at that point, the whole surprise was ruined. I was so annoyed. Anyway, I ended up just like pulling out the pregnancy test for him, and he was, oh man, he almost cried. I think he did cry. Maybe he cried. It looked like he cried. He was really emotional and he was super happy. He was like, wait, is this for real? And I was like, yeah, like, this is coming from a man who swore on 10 stacks of Bibles that he was gonna be able to tell when I was pregnant. This completely took him by surprise. So that's how I told him that I was pregnant, and we were happy, and it was really nice. This did happen on a Friday because the next day was Saturday. So I went on my phone, and there's an app called ZocDoc, Z-O-C-D-O-C, and it's just an app where you can find healthcare providers, anything you need, a dermatologist, a GYN, a PCP. They'll find you one with your health insurance. You know, you give them all your information, and they'll give you a list of healthcare providers that are available to see you whenever you are ready to be seen. We drove all the way to Queens, and I needed to know. I needed no possibility. I needed no type of chances. So we get there and we're waiting, and I'm shaking and I'm nervous, and I'm just like, just, you know, rocking back and forth in the chair. And then they call my name. They do a whole bunch of blood. They take a whole bunch of blood from me, ask me 1,000,001 questions. And then I go in. And me and my husband are just nervous because even though the pregnancy test says that I'm pregnant, it's just like, it's still shock happening. We're like, wait, is this really happening? So long story short, the doctor confirmed that I am pregnant. We saw images and we got to take some home. And yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant. And this all happened in July. So I just made the announcement to my friends and family about 2 weeks ago that I was pregnant. And I chose my graduation date to announce to my friends and family that I was pregnant. I did a little photo shoot, if you will, with me in my graduation gown, showing my belly. I'll try to insert some pictures so you guys can see. So yeah, that was the way I chose to tell everybody. So I guess I should kind of give you guys maybe a little bit of a mini recap of my pregnancy thus far. I want to start with the first 3 treacherous, you know, frightening months that every woman is like scared of. I'll definitely say this. It doesn't matter what anybody tells you. It doesn't matter how many stories you hear from your friends, your family members, even me being a nurse and learning about it in school and literally being taking exams on pregnancy and things like that. None of it matters and none of it counts until you experience it yourself. It's like any knowledge that I had or thought I had prior to this experience beginning literally went out the window. And you know, it's one of those things where you have to go through it. And you know, I'm still going through it. My first 3 months, like many women, I experienced morning sickness, morning, noon, afternoon, and night sickness. Nausea was my biggest killer. I never vomited, thank God. I was just nauseous all day long, from the minute I woke up to the minute I went to sleep. And for me, nothing helped. Like, people said drink ginger ale, people said drink tea, eat this, do this, you know, try this position, nothing helped me. It was just like, I was just doing this bid and counting the days. Like, I would tell my doctors and they were like, girl, welcome to pregnancy. Like, there's nothing we could do for you, you know? So, I mean, I don't know. At this point, I have overcame the nausea, but I heard that it could come back at any time. You know, some women experience this all throughout their pregnancy. Some women go through it in the beginning and then it comes back towards the end. I am praying that it does not come back. And then another big problem that I had within my first trimester were cramps. In the very, very beginning, like within the first month and a half maybe, I experienced really bad implantation cramping, and girl, it was like I was about to get my period on steroids. It was just like constant cramping and constant like lower abdominal discomfort. I remember there were a lot of times where the pain would shoot down my leg. And I would go to my doctor and I would just be like, why is this happening? Like, I felt like maybe if I could understand why this was happening, you know, and it's scary because cramping is not a good thing. And I was scared a lot of the time thinking, oh my God, am I gonna have a miscarriage or is something wrong? And, you know, the doctor would tell me, no, this is like, for a lot of women, this is normal. You know, your body is just like, the fetus is implanting itself where it needs to be. Your body's like changing, everything is moving around, and this is why you are feeling a lot of that. Also, in my first trimester, being tired, oh my God, like, oh my God, being tired, it really takes a lot out of you. And I don't know, you know, I'm tired, I'm still tired, but I'm less tired. Like, I feel like at this point in my pregnancy, I'm back to maybe not my previous unpregnant self, but I'm really close to it as far as my energy level. In the beginning, I would like, it didn't matter how much sleep I got. It did not matter. I could go to bed at 8 o'clock p.m. I was still tired, like, and I am not a person to take naps. I do not take naps. If you know me, you know I don't take naps. Sometimes I envy my friends for taking naps because I'll be tired and I feel like I'm always gonna miss something if I take a nap. So I was always tired. Like, I would fall asleep. My poor husband, we would be like, okay, we're gonna watch a movie. I would fall asleep at like 8 o'clock. 7:30, I'm like, good night. It was just bad. Like, so those three things, I think the extreme fatigue, the cramping, and the nausea were probably the worst of the worst so far. I feel like at this point, I'm having a pretty normal pregnancy. I can't think of anything out of the normal that would be interesting to tell you. I'm not getting cravings for like weird things. I will say that my appetite throughout this whole process has been pretty consistent. In fact, in the first trimester, I was eating, oh my God, like I was eating like there was no more food in the world. Like I was like trying to eat for the last day of the world. Like I was eating constantly, nonstop. And I'm talking about the most unhealthiest things you could think of. Like before I got pregnant, I was like, yeah, you know, I had no problem trying to eat healthy. I would eat vegetables and girl, bye. Like since I've been pregnant, I probably have touched, well, I'm lying. Let me not exaggerate. I eat vegetables, I eat salads a lot, but nowhere near what I was doing before. I don't know. I'm just like, can I get pizza? Can I get cheeseburgers? Can I get French fries, baked macaroni and cheese? Let's get those hot wings. Like, I'm just like a pig. I guess we could talk about my baby. I do not want to know the sex, which has been an ongoing battle amongst my friends and family. Everybody's like, you're crazy. Like, why don't you want to know the sex? Who does that anymore? And I'm just like, I don't know. I've always like said that I didn't want to know the sex of my first child. I want the sex of my child to be a surprise to me and my husband. And I felt like it would just be special. You know, I've seen movies where like, you know, back in the old days, in the Renaissance times where the mom gives birth and the doctor is like, it's a girl. He comes out and he's like, it's a girl or it's a boy, and everybody's like, oh. And so I kind of want that feel. I don't know, call me corny, but you know, I just want the sex of my baby to be a surprise. Somebody will probably ask me, is there a sex that I prefer? I want a boy. If I could choose, I would prefer a boy, and not because I don't want a daughter. I do want a daughter, but in my mind, I always like the concept of having an older brother to protect his younger sister. So having my son first would definitely make me happy. But as long as my child is healthy, whether it's a he or she, I am perfectly fine. These are prenatal vitamins from Nature Made. My doctor recommended this brand. And I got the ones with multi and DHA included. Each one is 200 milligrams. This is my second bottle. The first bottle I had was only like maybe 90 capsules. So I went through that right around the ending of my first trimester, and then I went to BJ's. And I just want to give you guys a little pointer. I suggest you do buy these from a wholesale retailer like BJ's or what's the other one? Costco. Because you get more for your money. There are 150 in here, and I think I paid like $15 for this, as opposed to the bottle that I had before this that only had 90 capsules, and I paid like 20, maybe $25 in Rite Aid for it. So yeah, to save money and to get more for your money, I suggest you go to one of those retailers. These are really good. And I'm also on folic acid. This is also by Nature Made. My doctor recommended that I take both of them together. So every day I take, because I work in the morning, every day I take one of these and I take one of these, and I bring them with me to work because I eat breakfast at work. And so after I eat breakfast, I take my pills and I go on about my day. With these pills, I have not had like any acne. My skin has been really soft. My hair is growing, and you know, I have energy. Yeah, it's really important for women to take prenatal vitamins while they're pregnant. And the funny thing is, I have decided that I'm actually gonna continue these after I give birth. I just like how they affect my body, and I see nothing wrong with that. And I'm pretty sure it's okay to take prenatal vitamins even after or when you're not pregnant as well. Yes, I mean, I'm not sure what else I could say. Everybody around me has been super supportive, super happy for me. I have just been receiving a lot of blessings, a lot of blessings this year, and I'm super grateful and humbled by it. It's been a long journey. Like 2017, woo, it has been so good to me. I could never picture myself being a mother. It's like you talk about it, but like when I really could picture I couldn't, it just wouldn't click. And so this whole experience is just definitely, it's just new, and I'm just trying to grasp it one day at a time. And I'm not an expert. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. You know, people ask me questions like, did you start your baby registry? And I'm like, what do you put on a baby registry? Bottles? Like, I don't know. This is my first time, and I'm gonna take y'all with me, okay? If you guys have any suggestions or, you know, any videos that you think I should watch that could probably just help me out or give me some type of advice or anything that you think that I would like, definitely leave the links down below. You know, I'm here for it all. And if you guys wanna come along for the ride, I definitely don't mind that. So yeah, I'm pregnant. And I'm excited and I'm happy. My husband's happy. My family and my friends are happy. And I'm happy to now let you guys be in on the news. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.